Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
First, a word from our sponsor. The Daily Compliance News for November 7, 2022, the Sheriff is Guilty edition. We begin with that story from the San Jose Spotlight, a first-time contributor to the Daily Compliance News. Reports that a civil jury has found former Santa Clara County Sheriff Lori Smith guilty of 6 counts of corruption and willful misconduct charges. This was the case that ensnared the former CCO at Apple, who had made donations to the Sheriff's Department to allegedly get some gun carry permits. Smith was found guilty that she had sidestepped gift reporting laws and engaged in pay-to-play schemes. She got gifts such as San Jose Sharks hockey tickets, and once again, the concealed gun carry permits came up. So it turns out pay to play in Santa Clara County, although she's now retired. Next up from the Wall Street Journal, the Department of Justice has subpoenaed Arthur Gallagher and Company, an insurance company, for becoming ensnared in the sprawling investigation into corruption in state-owned companies in Ecuador. It's interesting they received a subpoena. They did not self-disclose anything. So it's going to be interesting to see what role, if any, Gallagher played in this, and it may be a wake-up call for insurance companies. From Reuters, Twitter goes in the tank after Elon Musk buys it, and of course he lays off half the staff, but he blames everybody but himself. So it is really a big show over there. Hit show, but that's not quite the right word. But this is a PG podcast, so Musk blames civil rights groups and others who have pressured Twitter's top advertisers. No word on the employees that are now gone. And finally, James Giffen has died. FCPA geeks will remember him for being caught up in the Kazakhstan FCPA enforcement matter. He was an American businessman with close ties to the president of Kazakhstan, who was embroiled in a huge international bribery case. However, the judge threw out the charges when it emerged that Giffen had been working with the CIA's approval all along. His merchant bank, Mercator, was a critical go-between for Western energy companies eager to exploit Kazakhstan's vast energy wealth. So when it turned out he was working for the U.S. government in the form of the CIA, just kidding about those charges. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.